that is being free from somebodyness. What do I mean by somebodyness? To even explain what is somebodyness, let us actually go back to where it all started. Okay, we want to achieve things, we want to do this in life, we want to create, we have millions of desires, everything is fine. But where is our source? Let's go back to source. Let's go back to it. So in theory, we know it all started from Big Bang and everything, right? So where did Big Bang came from? It came from a white hole. And where that white hole came from? It came from a black hole. And what was that black hole? Scientists say it's void. It's nothing. They don't know what lies beneath it. So if we can say in a manner, it all started from nothing, it all came from a void space, then we all came from that space of nothingness. We all came from nothing to be what the material way we see ourselves in a matter form and the whole world around us. So it all started from nothing. So it is not possible that, so for example, there are so many water bodies, but we say, okay, the river starts from, the source is Gangotri, and then it comes and forms into Ganga, and then it goes into various water bodies. Yet every smallest water body has an essence of where it started from. It started from being the Gangotri, that's the first drop of water. So the relatability always is there from your source. You can't never be separate from your source because you're born from there. So when you're born from something, you can't be apart from it because you are that. So when we all came from void, when we all came from zero, we all carry that space of eternal expansiveness, freedom. Like the word even freedom does not exist, but that which is very natural is there. Why to put words to explain it? So that is the essence that we all are coming from. Now, okay, what happened after that? From the Big Bang, the universe started forming, and the solar system started forming, and the planets started forming, and inside the planet, the species started forming, and one of the species was this called human, and then that human being took birth in and opened the eyes. Okay, there's so many things, and then okay, who I am, what is my identity in this whole thing, and we suddenly started wondering, oh, I have got where am I born from? Okay, this mother, maybe this is something, everything. Oh, this family I'm born in, okay, they are everything. Okay, then we rise up, we see more people. Okay, there's a world. Okay, there's a concrete world that we live in. How does this operate? We want to survive. So in the moment we open our eyes, we are so engaged in the world outside of us that we have no sense of awareness of our source while we are leading our lives. We are never connected to that. It is exactly like, the first drop of water started traveling from Gangotri, which was free, and in Ganga it was hailing like freedom was there, and then suddenly it fell in a small pond, and it all sees its reality as that smallest pond. It doesn't know anything beyond it. And then it started to relate itself as the smallest pond, and it says, okay, who am I here, and what is my identity? Okay, I live in a pond and I see the walls around me, and I am the water that exists inside these walls, and that's all is my existence. But the very chemical composition of who you are as being, there's no remembrance of that. And that is what we are. We have forgotten our source. We don't really remember in day-to-day lives. So because we don't remember, we have all kind of identifications from the world around us. So what is the problem in that? Being identified with, and what do I even identify? What do I even mean by the word identification? So if I come from a yogi perspective, if you must have heard, we have 7 chakras and all these talks of chakras and all. So even if you have even a bit of relatability of what it can be, to simplify you, we have a physical body, so we have an energy body, because everything is made of energy. So what we can see in from a physical body perspective, we have 10 multifold fold layers of our energy body as well. So inside that, chakra exists, which is like operating systems. We have organs in the physical body, we have chakras in energy body. Simple. So those chakras simply has levels to it. Now our psyche, our way of, what is psyche? As a way of seeing the world, the way we see the world within us, and the way we see and relate to the world around us. Identification means that, for example, you are born in a Rajasthani family and you believe that the only family that exists in this world is, or the only community that exists in the world is Rajasthanis, and I don't have anything to do with anything else. And I am a Rajasthani and I have nothing to do with any other community. And I'm so attached and identified with it that I have no space whatsoever to even consider that there is a world beyond this, that there are so many other things. So we operate from a limited point of view in which there are boundaries, and that keeps us stuck in that boundary space. And that identification cannot on a be community level, but on so many other levels. Now, what is an identification on a personal level? You adopted a line within you. I am not good enough. I am good at this thing, but I'm not good at this thing. I am, I can't speak well. My language is not good. So what are you identifying yourself with? You're identifying yourself with a person who is not that great, and you can equally identify with, I am a great professional. I am a great speaker. I am a great politician. I'm a whatever. Now, the moment you put a full stop, the moment you put full stop behind any sentence that you speak, that means you're identified there. Simple. You have put a boundary to yourself. Good, bad, right, wrong doesn't matter. Whether society has named it as a good attribute or a bad attribute, it doesn't matter. The point is you have confined yourself inside of a boundary beyond which you are not able to see. So all your actions, all your the way you see the world and where you relate to it comes from that identification only. And henceforth, whatever is your identification, that will lead your life, nothing else. So for example, if somebody relates to that I am a Hindu, and they are so much identified with it that they believe, because I'm a Hindu, so and so, so I am this and I'm that, and this gives me that privilege and that privilege, and I'm so religious, and Hindu can do this and cannot do that. And at this identification, when it goes wrong and it goes over identification, it can also lead you to murder other peoples from other religion, because in your world other people should not exist. Why they don't? Why other people from other religion, they don't even have. And it's because the person is so identified with the label that they borrowed of being belonging from a certain religion, is so intact that they can't see beyond that boundary. And once we can't see beyond any boundary, uh, that thing rules us. That world, that is where we come from. Now, let's say it all, when I started that, it all started from nothingness, and we are all going back to zero. We all know that we all going to die, we all going to merge, we are all going back to zero. But this is a theory. It doesn't help me earn money, it doesn't help me take good care of my kids, it doesn't help me succeed in profession. How does that help in knowing that, okay, it all started from zero and I'm nothing? Knowing that does not help me, right? Yes, it doesn't help me. But there are two, if we divide this entire whole thing into two realms, one is manifested and another is unmanifested. Unmanifested is the zero, where everything is void. And if manifested world, what you see around yourself, came from that, came from the zero itself, then You are inside of this manifested reality. Now let's talk about what is manifested reality. It is made up of what? It's made up of energy. And what is the fundamental law of energy? That it operates on a basic matrix of frequency, which is vibration. Okay. So if we are made of that, this body and entire universe and the entire matter that you see is made of that energy, and we are vibrating at a certain frequency, because this physical body that we see from naked eyes doesn't even exist. It's beyond our cells. There is atom is made of 99.999% energy. This matter, we don't even exist actually. But let's say that we see ourselves as in this existence, which is fine, because this is how it looks. So even like if you go by the design of this being is frequency. So if that is true, even if you believe in this fundamental basis, then who you are as who you're operating in terms of your vibration, this is what you're going to attract. So what is freedom in the world of manifested? Freedom is that you are free to stay as in the most natural frequency that you are. Now, when we often talk about financial freedom, so if you actually see this word financial freedom, okay, I want to be financially free, I want to create financial freedom for myself. So when you talk about I want to create financial freedom, you know what you're saying? That I lack freedom already. Who wants to get free? Someone who is jailed, right, is seeking freedom. So you are saying that I lack something, and that's why I want to be free of it. Like I'm so that means when your present energy frequency is of lack, that you where you are is not fulfilled or content, or you cannot be a certain way or be happy or whatever you want to feel out as an outcome of being whatever you are calling, whether you want to be something, you want to achieve something, you have goals, which is fine. And whatever you relate as an outcome of that, your goal of yours, or this uh, the set mark you have set for yourself, whatever is an outcome of in terms of feeling that you're expecting out of that goal, you are saying you are not that already, and that's why you're chasing. So the law of universe is that what you are not, you cannot attract. If you are coming from a space of lack, that I am believing that I am not free, then what is that? You will always have to chase your freedom, because you're not free. You will always have to run. Now, if you're right now, your goal in life is to have a good relationship, find a good person, and you believe that finding a good relationship, finding a perfect partner will make you happy, then again you're coming from lack, seeking constantly something outside of you. If you're not happy in the very moment, there is no possibility that you're going to attract it from the outside world. If you don't feel abundant in this moment, there's no possibility you're going to attract abundance from the outside world. If you don't feel loved within yourself right now, from where you are, if you can't love every dimension and aspect of your own personal reality, if you have all the spaces within you where you say, I don't like this about myself, when you look yourself in the mirror and you say, I hate this body, I'm such an angry person, I'm such an anxious person, I'm such an irritated person, I'm such a bold person, or overspoken person, or I'm such a damaged person, I'm such a dramatic person, or whatever you talk to yourself about, that is the energy you're emanating. So when you go out and probably crib about the fact that this person doesn't love me and that person does not respect me, just ask yourself, do you love yourself enough? Do you accept all the damaged parts of yourself fully, with a sense of compassion and affection? So much so that you don't seek it from outside, that somebody else has to come and validate for you. If that is not your frequency, if self love, self appreciation, sense of contentment is not what you are emanating as frequency. Expecting it from an outside world that my partner should come and validate and appreciate everything about me and love me for who I am is a foolish thing. Because do you love yourself for who you are? Do you love your every dimension of your body and your being and who you are and where you have come from how you have evolved to be here? Do you appreciate every aspect of it? Then how, if you're not there within yourself as a being, expecting that from other person is a foolishness, because whatever the world you see around yourself is nothing but a projection of your own psyche. Sooner you understand this fact that what you see outside is just a reflection of inside, you will see the world from a very different angle. Your whole things will shift. Your whole perspective to see life will shift. And at the end of the day, now coming back to my first line, for me, being free means being free from somebodyness. Somebody is someone who have tagged themselves with immense amount of all the attributes that you see around themselves. And at the end of the day, even when you have learned to self-love, even when you have accepted your being, your body fully, yet if you remain identified with yourself as all those attributes, so the paradox here is you can't be free from the attachment of this body or attachment with your psyche without accepting it fully. But once you accept it fully, you have to go beyond it. Once that realm has come in your world where you're fully of acceptance of who you are, your entire attributes, rights, wrong, goods, bad, and you're in complete acceptance, and what you're vibrating as a frequency is also all, free flow of love, and there's compassion, and everything has happened. Like, you have reached to a point where a lot of saints are in the world, where a lot of gurus are in the world. They are free from their attachment with the world or their own body, and that's even that has happened. Even that realm is open. Yet even the minutest attachment is remained with the personality. That will also keep you hooked into this reality. And when you even go beyond that, when you actually merge back to zero, remembrance of it is very important, where you came from. It's all going to go back to zero. But we lead our life so stiff with suffering all the time, of trying to achieve all the time, So if you never gave birth to this universe, all happened spontaneously. And anyway, whether you do an effort or you don't do an effort, things are going to happen. That does not mean that you stop taking action. It means you take action without an attachment with the outcome of your action. Because anyway, whatever is supposed to happen will happen, is happening as a spontaneous flow. But our suffering comes from the space of we believing that I am this, and my personality is this, and my attributes are this, and I'm supposed to be here only, and all the levels marks everything that we set for our own self. That is the reason of your suffering. Your identification with yourself, your name, your personality is a source of suffering. While you stop seeing yourself as a part of whole, you came from wholeness. You are wholeness. You are the whole universe. There's nothing. And we forget this. We don't remember this while we're operating. When a bunch of honeybees goes to connect the nectar from the flowers, and then they come back and they collect all that nectar into their hive, and then they make honey out of it. And that's the outcome of their so much of effort. And then one damn human comes and then breaks the hive and takes all the honey away. What if they start cribbing about it? You're not going to get any honey, okay? but they are doing their job happily, isn't it? Every day they still go to, but because they know, they understand, they're inside of the law of nature. It's a law of communion. They exist inside of community, and they know there's no sense of fairness or unfairness. It's all happening. But we, us humans, uh, we go out of balance of our natural phenomena, which is in oneness. We don't operate with sense of community, and we lose this fact that we are whole in itself, and everything is happening around us, through us, as us. Not not okay, so much bad has happened only with me. So when we believe that so much bad has happened only with me, what we are saying is, I am this tiny person, and the entire whatever, whoever created this is conspiring against me. The entire universe is conspiring against this whole one. The universe has so much time to conspire against only one single person, and that's you. And while we forget to see that everything is happening in a synchronicity, everything is in such a flow. And when we begin to see and open our eyes to see and relate ourselves from that space of wholeness, whatever the shrink mindset we have created around self begins to open up. And the more you open up, you open your point of view to see the sense of wholeness in every moment. You go back to your source. You become this, you're from who you you don't become. You actually begin to truly represent the source. It's like the drop of water which was blocked inside a pond is again Ganga, again is again Gangotri, with a sense of so much expansion, even though it's still inside the pond, but it has that realization and awareness where I came from. That I am the Gangotri, and I carry all that abundant minerals and reflection of my source. So that fragrance of wholeness begins to reflect from your being, even this third dimensional body. It's possible, and that's the beauty of human birth, that we can represent things and even be aware of things beyond our physical reality. An animal cannot be. An animal is confined by their survival. They only know how to chase food and feel certain emotions in the body based on their survival only. We have both capacities. Either we can choose to stay in this and identify ourselves as X species and and see ourselves as this whole human body only, and then keep chasing the survival just like animals, or be the source, and that is whole and free from the beginning itself. You were never blocked. Just know that. So yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for taking time out to listen to me.
Thank you, Harshita. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Um, it's a wonderful creation. Thank you for sharing. आज हम लोग questions answer नहीं ले पाएंगे. We exceeded our time, but I will share your number if somebody want to be in communication with you. Right?
Sure. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. स्पेशल टू अनाउंसमेंट कि जितने लोग परसों अटेंड नहीं कर पाए थे गेम 100+, सो वी डिक्लेयर्ड यस्टरडे कि आज हम लोग 100+ का एक 15 मिनट का कॉल करेंगे. So we'll disconnect right now and we'll connect again in 10 minutes. The people who are interested to create 100+ people from their city. So 16 को हम लोग फिर से ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं, and in the evening we are creating the extraordinary session again about the Kaizen. So 7 p.m. So thank you, Harshita, for creating such a
Thank you.
extraordinary session. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Harshita. It was
Pleasure.
mind-blowing.
Have a
It
wonderful
was
day,
so
everyone.
enlightening. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
So
Harshita.
grateful to
Thank you,
you.
Harshita.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
so much.
sharing your
Thank you so much.
wisdom and knowledge. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Thank you, Harshita. Thank you, Neeraj ji.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Harshita.
Nilesh. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.